Hi students, this is Mrs. Mignell, and I'm going to show you a couple things on the rhetorical analysis updraft, just to go through a couple of the drafts. I have a short draft in front of me right now, and I'm going to, it's fairly short. I notice here this is the thesis statement. I would imagine watching the movie The Water Boy will encourage viewers to go to college, get out of one's comfort zone, and promote self-confidence. So this is a typical thesis for a 5-paragraph essay, which for this essay will work. So I have put on the tracking for words, so it will show up in blue. And this is out of order. So it is the student's name, which I have changed. It is then my name, okay, and my first name is Diane. I'm actually not a professor, all right, so I'm an instructor. And then English 1A online is correct, and then you have the date correct. There should be no extra spaces, so I would say remove extra spaces. The very next line after the date should be the title. For the updraft, that's perfectly fine. You're going to try to want to find a better title for the revised essays here. I would just say remove extra spaces here. I would say that an introduction needs to be written to ease the reader into out of the real world and into this essay world. So take a look at some of the introductions of the essays that you have read. Kaplan's, Carr's, and even Roberts, they ease you in. Even Petrash's essay has a introduction for his reader to enter into the world of his mind and his reasoning. This particular essay at this particular point only has the thesis. I did say to bold the thesis, which should be the last sentence of the introduction, and I'm just not seeing an introduction. So they have two ideas that they're going to develop. Because of the setup, because there's no introduction, I expect that this next paragraph is going to talk about how the movie Waterboy encourages a viewer to get out of their comfort zone by going to college. So let's take a look at this particular paragraph. You read it. I'm going to pause the video and then come back after I finish reading it. So I finished reading this particular essay, and it is not on this first reason. It's not about this first reason about getting out of one's comfort zone in order to go to college. Instead, it is more of a figuring out what to say, and where I put this matter of jump, and then jump, and then jump. So this particular part is an introduction to the movie. This part is on its rating. This part is on the popularity with the fans, and then this goes into a summary. So I'm going to remind you that a paragraph has one idea in it. So essentially, this needs to be separated. If you're going to keep these ideas, these do need to be separated into separate paragraphs that would focus on, this one would focus on the audience that was allowed to watch it, should watch it. This sentence would, right here, focuses on how the viewers, moviegoers receive the movie, and this one starts with the summary. So three, four ideas in this first paragraph that are not quite developed. So let me take a look at the next one here. Let me pause. I'm going to read this particular paragraph here and see what's going on here. So I have read this next paragraph, and this next paragraph did develop that second idea in the essay, this matter of trying to develop it to get out of one's comfort zone. So it was focused with a topic sentence, although another result, and I don't see above what a result was. Okay, so another result in watching this movie is that it will encourage those to get out of their comfort zones. And then the student talks about what the water boy, the experiences of the water boy, you know, having the opportunity to play football, having to take a risk, which I thought was a very good observation. He continued to listen to his mom, okay, and then if the water boy chased his goals, he would never have found out why his mother didn't approve of the things she did. Okay, why his mother didn't approve of the things she did or he did. The only thing I'm going to say, it says the scenes here. So I did ask you in this particular essay to focus on at least one scene to begin with, and it looks like in this one paragraph there are many scenes that do this. So this particular paragraph takes on too much. I have never seen The Water Boy. I don't see anything in a scene here. I see like a sentence summary of the water boy got to experience new things because he allowed himself to risk failure. Where does it show that? Where is the scene description of that scene where he gets to risk failure? The water boy didn't accept the opportunity to play football. He wouldn't have got his high school to the championship for the first time in many years. If that's a scene, I would like to see that scene. So give me a summary of what happens in that particular scene from the start of the scene to the end of the scene. And let's take a look at what characters actually do show him getting out of his comfort zone and succeeding by doing so. The next thing I'll do is I'll take a look at this next paragraph. So let me read. I'm going to pause this and read this paragraph and come back and tell you what's happening. Okay, I have read this last paragraph, and it was on self-promotion, self-promoting of confidence. And again, this does not go into any detail from the scene or a scene wherein the water boy's self-confidence is, I would say, buoyed up, strengthened. So this particular paragraph needs to focus on a particular scene, and I would say probably a good 3 or 4 sentences or maybe even a paragraph could be used to explain to the reader who has not seen the movie what happens in that particular scene. And after, so I'm going to put this down here. So if I highlight this and I come over here and I say new comment, and I say describe one scene that evidences the water boy getting out of his comfort zone. And then I would say the same thing down here. I highlight this and I'll give this a remark. So describe one scene where the water boy develops a self-confidence based on what happens. Now, after you have provided those paragraph descriptions of one scene, please don't describe the whole movie to me, just one scene, then you're going to focus on one of the rhetorical appeals. So let's see here, describe one scene that evidences the water boy getting out of his comfort zone. Perhaps, I have no idea because I haven't seen this. So is this, does the writer and the screenwriters and the director, do they use logic in their storytelling? Or do they use emotions in their storytelling? Explain how the author / director uses one or two of the rhetorical appeals to manipulate the audience or the viewers in this case, since it's a movie. And I kind of forget what the original point was, go to college. Okay, so that's part of that one. And I would say the same thing here has to be said down here. So I'm just going to cut and paste that comment down below. So those are the types of things that need to happen. This particular essay did not take the time, this draft did not take the time to describe the details in the scenes and then discuss how the director and screenwriters used one or two of the rhetorical appeals in that scene that backs up the statement that the viewers are encouraged to go to school because of getting out of the comfort zone and self-promotion.